right, guys, we are recording. Thank you so much for hanging with us today. I apologize if you are trying to get on with us on YouTube. Apologize for the technical difficulties. It happens, right? But we are going. Thank you for hopping on with us this Thursday afternoon to just hang out and find a little bit more about what we do as coaches, take a glimpse into our lives, find out how this whole thing works, and we can answer some questions that we get asked frequently. So real quick, I am going to make a little announcement here at the top. So we are going to do something really fun today. We are going to have some giveaways for you guys. So we are going to have one giveaway for a special lucky winner of everybody who is watching and hanging with us live today. So that will be the one giveaway. And then we're going to have two more giveaways that we are going to be doing. And those are going to be, you will get entered into those. Whoever joins our team gets to change their life by becoming a coach on our teams. But when you join our team by Sunday, end of the day Sunday, you will be entered into the drawing to win the other two prizes. So those are our three giveaways. But if everybody who is on live, the way that you're going to get entered for the live drawing is to just drop your name and where you are from into the comments. And at the end, we're going to give you a little reminder in case you haven't done it yet. And then we will be selecting our winner on the call. So that was all of my announcements, I think. Thank you so much for being here. And I just want to do a little introduction of who I am. In case you don't know me, my name is Annie McCarty. I have been a health and fitness coach for 7 years now, which is crazy that it's been that long. It does not feel like it. The time has flown by. But I basically got started with coaching. It really found me. I was not like a big health and fitness person at all growing up, like the opposite of that. I really struggled with my weight. I struggled with some health concerns in my 20s. And so I was basically just out there looking for a health and fitness solution that would actually work for me. And so I had found one, and I loved these workout programs. They were fantastic. I had tried some of the supplements and really liked them. But I never saw myself doing what I do now. This was about the furthest thing from my idea of what I would be doing with my life and with my career. And I just happened to meet a coach online who offered me some extra support with my health and fitness journey. And I thought, well, that sounds fantastic. Her coaching was free, and I was in a part of her online groups, and it was fantastic. And I loved that group atmosphere, that support, that accountability that I had never had before in my health and fitness. That was the missing piece of the puzzle for me. I was very shy. So just having that place I could go online and have these other brand new moms who were just like me, it really made a huge difference. And so I just wanted to get out there and share what I was doing, set up my own little online community to help support other, like my friends, not even just, I didn't have this big vision at the time. I just wanted to support people that I knew and have fun doing it together. And I got set up as a coach literally just to get the discount on our workouts, because that's how much I loved our programs and had been doing them for so long. And then things kind of started to click. And the people that I had in my online group, it was very self-serving and selfish at the beginning. I set it up so that I would have a support system of my own, and I would have my friends there doing it with me. They started to ask me to actually coach them. And that's when the whole thing kind of clicked. And I thought, you know what, there are so many people who need help, who need the support like I did, and I do. And why don't I go all in on this thing and just see what happens? And I was having so much fun doing it. So I didn't really look at it. My husband and I already had another business. I didn't look at it at the beginning as an income thing. It was more something just fun. But then when the income started coming in, we were in so much debt at the time. And those little bits of income at the beginning made a really big difference for our family. And that allowed me to start to dream bigger and see the possibility of what this could be. And the more I did it, the more that I absolutely loved it. And the more that I knew that I wanted to keep doing this. I actually had a spell where I have 3 kids now. I only had 1 at the time. So I have 3 kids now. The 2 youngest ones are very close in age. And I had taken a little bit of a step back from my business. We also moved in the middle of all of that. It was crazy. And I realized during that little hiatus that I took from my business just how much I needed this in my life, as much as other people needed me being there for them as their coach. And it was at that point when I came back and decided to go all in. That was almost 3 years ago now. I knew that I was not going to take a step back from this again, that this was my thing. And the more that I have dove all into my business, the more I realized this is what I want to be doing. This is my purpose, why I was put on earth, to help serve people, to get my message out, to help people have more confidence and more energy like I do, and live a life that just feels more in alignment, feels more like them in their life. And being surrounded by a coaching team that I get to work with, you're going to get to meet Kelly in just a minute. Having these coaches that I get to partner with and work with every single day is such an amazing thing. And I can't imagine my life without my coaches on my team and other coaches I've met through my business being here with me. To the point that I took a really big step this summer and stepped back from my role that I had at my husband's business. And I am now at home with my kids. They are doing virtual school right now with the craziness going on, but I am now a full-time, not full-time hours, but I am a full-time health and fitness coach, which is something so far from what I ever had imagined for myself. But I know for sure this is what lights me up. This is what brings that fulfillment in my life. And I am just so grateful that this opportunity found me, especially when it did, because I really needed it. And now I get to pass that on to others. So I am going to let Kelly go ahead now and share a little bit about herself.
All right, guys, I am Kelly, as she just said. And first off, before you forget, write your name in the chat so you get in for the prize. But my story, this is what I love about coaching, because my story is so different from Annie's, but here we are collaborating together on an event. So I was a collegiate athlete. I competed in cross-country ski racing. So my entire life up through until graduation was practice every single day, if not 4 times a week. You ate whatever you wanted because I was working out 3 to 4 hours every single day, doing races every single weekend. Summer, we trained for races. Like, it was a year-round thing. I never had to figure out how to work out on my own. I was told what to do. I always had coaches, and I understood like how to create a workout, but to have that accountability, I never had to have it myself. I just went to practice. I didn't want to go to practice sometimes, but I lived with skiers, so we all made each other go to practice. So then it came to college graduation, and I moved on to PT assistant school, which was absolutely insane, crazy. I was commuting 45 minutes each way. I was trying to still stay active, but had no idea how to stay active while doing professional school. So it would be like 3 workouts a week, maybe. I had lost weight actually during the schooling because I wasn't eating, because I was so stressed out. I was actually my skinniest when I was in PT assistant school, but it was not healthy skinny. It was because I didn't eat. Because previously I had been in pharmacy school and went the opposite way where I ate Skittles and drank pop 24/7. So I had gained a ton of weight. So I was so afraid of that happening again. I just didn't eat. So then times that by like 2 years, I'm working full time. I'm newly married to somebody who doesn't have to watch what he eats. So there's chips, there's everything in the house that is new for me. And I start gaining weight again. The depression starts coming back. I'm commuting again for work. And so I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to fit in a workout. So I sign up for half marathons thinking that that's like the miracle because I love to run. And so it's going to make me lose weight. I gained weight every single half marathon I ran because I didn't know how to fuel my body. Yeah, I was working out, but I'm like, oh, I ran today for 2 hours, so I can eat whatever I want. I was so unhealthy. And then it led to, I was healthy enough to get pregnant with my first, which I'm very grateful for. But I hurt my knee 5 weeks into my pregnancy. So I could not work out the entire pregnancy. And I ate whatever I wanted. So then after I had him in my mind, I'm like, I'm just going to bounce back because I'm an athlete and I've never had to worry about what I'm going to eat and blah, blah, blah. And there was no bouncing whatsoever. I went back to work at 8 weeks postpartum, wearing maternity clothes. None of my clothes fit. None of my shirts fit. Nothing fit. And the depression just continued to boil down. I would try to work out with my coworkers over lunch, but I was having to pump because I was still nursing. So then I would miss my 1:00 patient. And then of course that upsets bosses because then you're losing money. And so lunchtime was out, nothing was working. So then the evening I'd get home, but then I'd feel guilty because this mom thing was new to me. I couldn't spend time on me because heaven forbid, like everything had to be for my son. So 10 months postpartum, I'm still wearing maternity clothes to work. My depression is through the roof. I cried almost every single day after I showered, looking in the mirror from what I saw, because I was never like that in my entire life. None of my clothes fit. My husband's like, you look great. But all of you moms out there know that that doesn't help. It has to come from internal. It has to really, truly be you. And I had other at-home workouts programs. I would do amazing for 2 weeks and he would be up like two times in that night and I wouldn't get up and I work out. And then I wouldn't work that evening. And then I'd go 2 weeks again of not working out. So I saw an ad on Facebook, because guilty scroller here, and it said like, make money to work out. And I was like, that's total BS, but I'll look into it. So I started clicking into it. I started chatting with her and she's telling me about this opportunity. And I had been in another network marketing and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I have no desire to do that. I don't want any product. I don't want to have to be a salesperson because the one that I was in, we had to have product, we had to sell, like that's all it was. And we wrote back and forth and she's like, you don't have to do anything. Like you literally show up on your journey, you do your workout, you drink your superfoods, you share about your journey and you read personal development. And I'm like, that's it? So I decided to go ahead and just jump in. We were very paycheck to paycheck. I put it on a credit card, promising my husband that I would pay back that investment that I had just made. And I dove all in. And a reason why I'm still here is because of that accountability that she spoke about. When I had nights, because my son did not sleep through the night until he was past 1. And I had to be up at 5 a.m. working out. Otherwise, I wasn't going to make it to work. So there was numerous mornings where I'm like, screw it, I'm not going to work out. But then I remembered all those people in the fit groups that Annie was talking about, like relying on me, waiting for me to check in. My coach would check in with me like, hey, I didn't see you log a workout today. Are you okay? And so there was constant accountability, constant checking in. And the superfoods gave me this boost of energy that a new mom is shocked to have. I remember just being at work and my coworkers are like, what are you doing? Because you're not dragging your feet today. And I'm like, it has to be the shake because nothing has changed. I was still up 3 times last night. So it was just a whole different world. And after we had my second kiddo, we took the leap of faith for me to come home. We started looking at what it was going to cost for daycare and just I must have got a package. Sorry guys, my dog's freaking out. There's the daycare part of it as well, but the place that I was working, I was mentally struggling and I didn't realize it at the time. I was not as happy. I was struggling to be happy to go to work. I love the patients, so much love the patients, miss that part 100%. But we just decided, instead of fighting with daycare, instead of fighting when the kids get sick, what do we do? I was just going to come home. My husband could focus on his ever-changing schedule and we never had to stress it. So I have been home now for almost 2 years. My son is almost 2, which is insane. And so same as Annie, like I have gone all in on this business and I've had other moments where I have stepped back. 2020 brought my family a ginormous storm. And there were a couple months that I had to take off. I mentally could not even take care of myself. So there was no way that I could be out here showing my journey, helping others. So I stepped back for a little bit, and every single time I have stepped back, I come back because the joy and the passion that you get in this community is just, I'll share about it more later, but it's seriously, it just warms your heart and it's absolutely 100% amazing. So I'm going to let Annie, no, I am going to, I'm going to start talking about, that was a perfect segue actually into the misconceptions. So we're going to chat some misconceptions or myths that a lot of people have, including us, on before we got started. So the first one is, you don't have to be a fitness or nutrition expert. I remember when she was like, this is what you do. I'm like, yeah, I'm a physical therapist assistant, but I cannot create workouts. I can help you heal your knee so you can work out, but I don't create workouts. But we have certified personal trainers that create the programs. You don't have to do any creating. They create the programs, they write the programs, they film the programs through a ton of people, not even just them. There's nutritionists, and there are goodness, I think like 10 people behind the scenes behind every workout program, behind every nutrition program. They're certified nutritionists. You absolutely do not have to be an expert. There are options to get certifications on both of our nutrition programs, but it's not a requirement to be certified in anything or an expert for that matter. I hear all the time, but I'm not at my goal weight. So if you didn't get from Annie and I's stories, we were far from our goal weight. I was at least 10 pounds over because I hadn't lost the baby weight. Annie had shared that she was more. The whole point of this is sharing your journey. You bring people along with you in your journey. So if I started at my goal weight, it wouldn't be as inspirational as me starting not at my goal weight and starting this journey, showing the heart of it, showing the challenges of my husband sitting there eating chips and me like, oh, I probably shouldn't fuel my body like that. Like, it's definitely not a diet, but there's a mindset shift that has to happen. And if you are starting from your 100%, you're not going to be able to help people who aren't at that 100% because you're already there. The last one that I'm going to talk about is the fear of not having a big social media. And I literally chuckle at this because I think I had 100 Facebook friends. I never posted on there unless it was the monthly milestones of my son. It took me 38 weeks of pregnancy before I even announced I was pregnant with my oldest. So I just was not on there. I didn't know what Instagram was. I didn't know what any of the other ones were. It was just Facebook, and I was not active. And my first 3 months, I accelerated, and it had nothing to do with my social media following. And so, yes, social media has nothing to do with it. We also train you on how to grow your social media, how to learn your social media. So social media should not be a fear or a concern at all. So I'm going to hand it over to Annie to go over the last of them.
All right. So I now have a kid upstairs banging during that time. So I might have some background noise as well, but that's how this works. It's mom crazy life going on. Or if you don't have kids, fur babies, the whole 9 yards. So The first misconception that I want to chat about is I don't have time. And I always laugh with this one because that was what I told my coach when she said, come on, I think you could really do this. I think you'd be a really good coach. I was like, yeah, but I already have a business. I don't have time. I work more than full-time hours at this other business and I have a baby. I don't have time to do this. And I think that I had so in my head, I had grown a business before. I had grown multiple businesses before, actually, and I knew how much time went into it. I also was a total workaholic and wore that busy badge like a badge of honor. I was proud of being busy, proud of how much I had going on, and I did have a lot going on. I was running a small business with my husband. I had a brand new baby. But the thing about this business is it doesn't take the same hours. I mean, you could, in theory, put 40 hours into your business, but that's not how most of us build our business. In fact, I don't want you to be spending 40 hours on your business. I want to teach you when you join our teams, I want to teach you how to work smarter, not work harder. So I built my business on literally 1 to 2 hours a day. So I was spending probably maximum at the beginning about 10 hours a week on this because I didn't have more than 10 hours. And then as my life changed and shifted and I had kids and was at home for a while on like maternity leave, whatever that means when you have your own business, I could put in a little bit more. Things had to shift. We had crazy seasons. So like that has been very variable. And this is really since this past summer. So I really am only 6 months in to putting more full-time hours. Granted, like I mentioned at the beginning, I am also virtual schooling my kids basically full-time. So the beauty of this business is you don't have to show up at any specific time. You get to set your own schedule. You get to choose. Do you spend an hour or 2 hours or like maybe 3 at the most in one big chunk if you have that luxury? Or are you going to work it in what I like to call my mom cracks of the day of let's do like maybe I have 30 minutes before the kids get up in the morning and then like 10 minutes while they're having like a snack and you know these little chunks of time. And honestly, I've done both to build my business, but it's not that I had to say like, here are my hours and I'm going to show up during the certain time. No, this business flows around the rest of your life. And it does not take, it takes hard work. It takes those intentional time, making that time for it, but it does not take hours and hours and hours a day. The second I want to talk about, which I think that us coaches have all heard a lot, is oh, well, that must just be some get rich quick scheme or some pyramid scheme. And here's the thing, pyramid schemes are illegal. It's not like this business, this company is a secret. We could not be operating if this was really truly a pyramid scheme. It is multi-level marketing, but it's like Kelly mentioned, it is very different than most multi-level marketing businesses out there in the way that we are structured, in how we help people and work with people. I actually know a lot of very successful coaches that got into this business, started coaching, did not even realize until they had already seen pretty good success that, oh, wait, this is an MLM, like all of that like negative connotation. They were like, if I had known that, I never would have started my coaching business. So I also want you to think about it. It always, when people say like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Well, you know what? My other small business is very much shaped like a pyramid because it's my husband at the top and me right below him. And then we have another layer of like middle management. And then we have our technicians. We have an automotive shop. So that business is very much shaped like a pyramid too. And what I love about my coaching business is that I am not constrained with what I can make income wise based on where I am in that organization. You know, I have the potential to earn much more money than the coach above me, whatever that's supposed to mean. And coaches that are on my team have much more potential to earn than I do if they want to. And I'm going to dive into income in just a few minutes. So we're going to chat a little bit more about this, but this is also, you're not going to get rich overnight. This is not like a scam or anything like that. You have to work hard to earn the money. Oh, awesome. Okay, I'm recording. Okay, sweetie. We have butterflies that somebody gave us, caterpillars. So one of them is coming out of its chrysalis. It's very exciting. So the last thing I want to talk about is investment. Because a lot of the time people will be like, well, I don't know if I want to like invest money in this. I don't know if I want to spend money on this, or they're afraid of how much money they will have to invest. And I want you to just for a second think about what all you spend your money on. If you are somebody who's really careful with your budget, you might know off the top of your head, but I think we all kind of know the general idea of things that we spend our money on. And I want you to ask yourself the question, how many of those things that you invest in, do they improve your health? And do they improve your happiness? Do they improve your fitness? And the other thing is, do they create income for you? Probably not. I know, like me going to the grocery store and buying food for our family does not create income for us. So most people spend their money on all kinds of things that don't really support their future goals. And that's totally fine. I spend my money on all kinds of stuff that doesn't support my future goals. But that's where you need to have that little bit of a mindset shift with this. This is starting your own coaching business, and there is a little bit of an investment, but our goal as your mentors is going to be to help you to earn that investment back, like Kelly talked about. That is always my number one goal when somebody says, I want to do this, I want to actually go for this as a business, as earning some income for my family. The first goal that I tend to set with people is, okay, that's awesome. Let's earn your investment back as fast as possible. So, you know, a lot of people do have that hesitation on investing money in things that will create more money. And I think that there's often like, we'll dive again, when you join our team, dive into those limiting beliefs, why that is, but I don't want you to have that holding you back. I want you to start to think about your financial vision. Like, where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? What is it that you can provide to your family? Are you going to be able to provide with what you're doing right now? Are you going to be able to provide that financial future for you and your family that you want to be able to provide for them? Or is there a gap? Is there some extra that you're going to need to be earning to live in the place you want to live, to have the lifestyle you want to have the freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, all of that you want to have? So I'm going to dive into, like I said, we're going to chat about some money stuff here. And I'm going to kind of circle back to that whole thing about investment. So this section is all about money, and I am going to start with our income disclaimer, because the reason I'm going to read this to you is I love our income disclaimer, because here's what it says. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. Nope, you don't get a guarantee of an income with this, because each coach's income depends on his or her own efforts, diligence, and skill. And I think there is so much power in that statement. Like I said, part of what makes this so amazing is that my income is not limited by what the person above me, like how far I can get promoted up the company, what kind of title I'm going to have, and all of that. My income is dependent on how hard I am willing to work on this, how much I am willing to develop myself and my skills as a coach. And it does take courage. It takes getting out of your comfort zone by far. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I was really shy when I started this. I did not like talking to people. I wouldn't have been caught dead on a video like this ever. But here I am talking to you because I did things that were very far out of my comfort zone. It took a lot of courage and hard work, but that hard work has paid off, and that courage has paid off in terms of income and so many other things for me. And while I keep saying this takes hard work, because it does, it's not a hard business. It's not a complicated business. When you come into our team, like I've mentioned, we are going to be your mentors, and we are going to teach you a very simple system that if you are willing to implement it and work on it and focus on it and build that skill with this very simple system, that's where success lies. So it's not that you're going to have to figure everything out, but you are going to have to put that effort in. And I also like to think about that a lot of people are willing to spend 40 years working in a job that's not their passion. It doesn't light them up. It doesn't get them excited to get out of bed and go to work every day. It doesn't give them that purpose. And they're still living paycheck to paycheck in that job. Or maybe they're living comfortably, but they don't want to go to work every day. Going to work every day sounds horrible. So, are you willing to spend a few years building a business that is going to give you that financial freedom that I think that everybody on the planet wants? So again, it's that mindset shift from thinking about things as an employee, like I'm going to show up and I'm going to work this many hours and I'm going to earn this amount of income for the work I've put in, to more of a business owner mindset of I am going to work really hard, but I am my only limit. What I am willing to put in is where my limit and my ceiling is. And if you're willing to raise that ceiling, the possibilities are endless. So I want to share a little bit more about how we actually earn. So we earn money by helping other people get healthier. Their fitness, their nutrition, like Kelly mentioned a bunch of times, mindset. We now have meditation programs for people to do. So a lot of mindfulness stuff. So we help people and we earn a 25% commission. We also earn by growing ourselves as a leader, and we get to earn bonuses on how successful our entire team is. So as you have a bigger coaching team and as your coaching team grows all the way around, not just you growing your coaching team, but your entire team as a whole, you get to earn bonuses on that. And then once you get to a certain place in your business, you also get to earn bonuses on what every single coach, not just on your team, but every single coach in Beachbody, you start to earn quarterly bonuses on all of that as well. So that is pretty powerful. I know we don't offer our employees that at our other business. Sorry, guys. So now you're probably wondering, what does it cost? You talked about money, you talked about investment. Like, what is this investment that I am going to have to make into this thing? And so I think that often people do think about like, okay, well, some of these other companies I've heard of that are similar, like some of the MLMs, I'm going to have to buy $5,000 worth of inventory, and I'm going to have to find a place to put it in my house. And then I'm going to have to move that inventory as fast as possible. And I don't know about you, but $5,000 is like, that's not a little sum of money. That's a pretty significant investment for a lot of people. So I also look at brick and mortar businesses, which I shared with you. We have started, and the average brick and mortar business, the initial investment is $100,000 to $300,000. I know for our auto shop, and we started this almost 20 years ago, we had to have a $500,000 investment just to get started. And that wasn't even our operating expenses at the beginning. That was literally just getting our building, getting our lease, getting the equipment that we needed to start. So this compared to some of the other options out there for being able to start your own business and really have that unlimited earning potential that you are the limit, this is not a huge investment. So the investment, what it costs to get started. For everything. So this is going to be starting your journey as well. So what you are going to get with your investment, you are going to get workouts, you are going to get nutrition programs, you are going to get supplements to try, or you can also use those supplements that you get with your starter kit. You are going to be able to use those as samples for customers too, if you don't want to try them or use them yourself. You get an online office already set up to run your business out of. You get websites completely fully designed, set up, launched, ready to go. You get a business tools kit, and you also get a coach account, which saves you if you do want to use the products for your own health and fitness journey, which is not a requirement, by the way. You save 25%, so you get a 25% discount also on everything. And so your initial starter kit for all of that included is usually it's 160. If you wanted to try both options of our supplements, well, I should say 2 options that you have for the starter kit. If you wanted to try all 3 of them together, then it would be $220. And there are lots of other options in there, but basically your range is between $160 and $220. That is setting you up for your own personal journey to be able to support your customers and also to launch your business. And then I know people ask about, well, like, is there an ongoing charge? Is there an ongoing cost? Like, what do I have to do to keep this business going? Your ongoing cost for your business is $15.95 a month. And what that covers is it covers your web hosting for the websites. It covers website development. So anytime there's a new product, you don't have to add that on there. It is always updated. When they do a website redesign, that's automatically done for you. It includes all of your marketing materials, anything you would ever need for product launches, videos, sample workouts to share with your customers. The app that we have on phone, Roku, Amazon, all of that our groups are run through and also host all of the workout and nutrition programs. It includes all of the hosting and development for that as well. It includes product development, warehousing. Like we've mentioned, you don't have to keep product. You, in fact, not have to. You don't keep products at home. That's all warehoused somewhere else. It includes shipping of all of the products. Customer service, if somebody wants to return something or has something damaged in shipping, that's all taken care of for you. You don't mess with that. Credit card processing fees, which is something that most people don't think about, but me as a business owner, I know how much money our company spends on credit card processing fees a month, and it would blow your mind. All of that is included in your $15.95 a month. Insurance, unless you start to dive into some other like fitness stuff, developing your own meal plan kind of things, as long as you are sticking to kind of the basic framework of coaching, you don't have to carry any extra insurance. That is all done through the company. So all of those normal business things, like when I chat with somebody about them starting their own like personal training business, if they have questions, there's all these things. They're like, I have to have a website, I have to have insurance. Where do I even start? I'm like, I don't know. It's all done for me. Like, that's part of why I love this, because you get so much and you really don't have that much monthly expense. You do not have to order your own products if you do not want to, and we do not have a minimum sales requirement either. So that is just for full transparency. That really covers everything. Okay, you don't have to be stressing about all of these other things that you need to think about or get taken care of. It is literally like a small business in your own coaching business in a box, packaged up with a nice, neat bow, and for a very, very inexpensive price compared to what all the rest of, like if you were going to start from scratch, what that would entail. So I'm going to pass this over to Kelly in just a second, because I know I've talked a lot about money, because that's part of where people have so many questions of how it works and what it entails. But I just want to kind of wrap this section up with, I want you to think about, because I think for most people, money is a big concern. It's a constant concern. I know a couple of years ago for me and my family, it was a constant burden, a constant worry of, were we going to have enough money, where that was going to come from, and all of that. And I just want you to know you can change that. You can change that mindset about money as well, from thinking about things from such a scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance, that this is all there for you if you are willing to put in the work and reach out and grab it. So it's really a decision from you. And let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so I'm going to pass this back over to Kelly for a little bit to share what coaching has done for her.
Yeah, that was awesome, Annie. It's seriously, yeah. I have friends that have started their own business and they do the same. They ask me, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't have to do that. Like, it's all done for us, and it's so amazing. So I want to chat really quick about what coaching has done for me. And I'm going to really try hard to not get emotional, because what coaching has done for me has drastically changed over the 5 years. It 100% started with the accountability. Somebody is relying on me to do my workouts, the accountability of being a new mom, and realizing that it is, sorry, a bubble, is okay to take care of you. And I don't think that new moms hear that enough. And I was hearing that every single day, like, congrats, Kelly, for spending 30 minutes on you. And I was around a lot of other types of people that, like, you just don't hear that often. So that accountability and that support and that uplifting is why I started coaching. And it has evolved to so much more. Like Annie has talked about with the income disclaimer, financial freedom. I am able to bring home a paycheck every single week, and I'm not having to pay daycare. I am at home working in the mom blocks, as Annie said, the chunks of time, and I don't have to stress, like, especially now with Corona, like, oh my gosh, what if my kid gets Corona? And what if, like, all of the things. And I am able to be at home with him while making money for my family. It has also brought into time freedom. Like I said, I can get up early and I can bust out work, and I can work during nap time. And if I want, I can work after the boys go to bed. That's my work day. I'm not sitting in my office from 8 to 5. Rarely. I mean, I'm probably down here consecutively for 2 hours every single day at nap time. Otherwise, I am not in my office consecutively, maybe doing little things here and there in the mom cracks of the day, but time freedom is amazing. If my husband has days off of work, which is rare, we can just up and go. Like last summer, we were able to go camping for 4 days because he rarely had, or he actually had a 4-day weekend. I didn't have to ask my boss to go. We just up and went because it was based off of his schedule. And then the last part, and this is the part that is hard to talk about right now still because everything is so fresh, but Beachbody coaching is why I am still sitting here. 2020 rocked my world, not just once, but 4 times. And I know that past Kelly would have reached for alcohol, would have reached for nothing healthy by any means. And after every single loss that I endured, I dove deeper into my workouts and I dove deeper into personal development. My personal development right now is not, Yahoo, you have the confidence to talk to people. It is truly getting me through grief, but that's still helping my mindset to still help others. And I lost weight in 2020. I took care of myself through the hardest year of my life that I know multiple people did not have it go that way. And on top of the 4 losses, obviously, we all endured a hard year. We all had quarantine. We had virtual teaching. We had so many challenges, plus losing these 4 people. And if it was not for coaching, I would not be sitting here because I know that I would have not gone down a good track. I don't know where my kids would be right now because I don't know where my mental health would be. It would be not a good thing. So coaching for me completely started with the more simple side of things of I need accountability to truly now it is 100% saving my life. So now on that super heavy note, sorry, Annie, didn't mean to leave you on a heavy note. I'm going to have Annie share what coaching has done for her.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to get emotional too. So, before I found coaching, I was very stuck. And I think part of what was so hard was from the outside, it looked like I had this wonderful, happy life. And honestly, I did. There was nothing wrong with the life that I was living. I had the business with my husband. We were both employed even after going through the recession. We had a new baby, which I had wanted to be a mom for so long. We had this cute little house in the suburbs and everything seemed perfect. Everybody would always say like, oh my gosh, you like, have the best life. Like you get to work with your husband, like you guys have your own business. You are like living the American dream. And I would always just stand there and nod my head like, yeah, I sure am. But I had not found my purpose. I did not feel fulfilled. I was very good at what I did, but it's not what I wanted to spend my life doing. It's not what I had intended to do out of college. And I also had all kinds of junk from my past. Did not have the easiest time growing up as a kid. And so I had so much stuff inside of me that needed to be healed. And I also needed to find a purpose that was greater than myself, that was greater than what I was doing at the time. And I had the health concerns on top of all of that. So when coaching came along, I literally don't think I would have gone down the personal growth and healing journey that I have the last 7 years if coaching had not found me. I would not have dove into the personal development books and the reading that really started the whole ball rolling if I hadn't been told you have to do this for your business, because I was like, that stuff is cheesy. I don't need that. I was in therapy as a kid. I am fine. I was not fine. I was a total mess. Like I mentioned, I was a workaholic. I was a perfectionist. I was so stuck in this prison and this perfect looking life that I had built for myself, but just felt lonely and isolated and lost. And I had pretty much given up. I had given up on being happy. I had given up, and it's not to say like we have a good marriage. It's not that things weren't fine, but it wasn't like it was what I wanted to be doing with my life. And coaching helped me start to heal. It helped me start to realize just how much I was torturing myself with making things have to look like they were so perfect for everybody else when it wasn't what I wanted. It started to help me put myself on that list and do things for me. And income is somewhere on that list as well. But the things that I've gotten out of coaching are so much, I feel like every single one of them is bigger than the income. And this past year, when we were all of a sudden faced, there was one day that I took my kids to school and it was a normal day. And that evening, it was not a normal day anymore. And if we didn't have my coaching business, I don't know what we would have done, because we were in a situation with 3 kids and nowhere to send them. And I was able to just say like, okay, I'm going to stay home with them. It wasn't even a discussion that my husband and I had to make. It was just what we knew was going to happen. And when we realized that things were not going back to normal anytime soon, it was not even decision. It was like, okay, like this is what is going to happen. I'm going to transition out of my role there because I have this that I can do at home, and I can be successful doing this and be home with my kids through one of the hardest years of all of our lives, where things are just so mixed up. And I can be here for my kids' mental and emotional health as we go through this crazy time that I don't think we have any idea what kind of implication this has on us as adults, much less our kids. So being able to be here with them through virtual school, and also, like Kelly said, putting myself on the list during this super crazy year that I haven't completely lost myself, lost my mental sanity with things so challenging, is it would not have happened without coaching. I don't know where I would be after this year. Not that I went through exactly what Kelly did, but I think so many of us are like, this year threw us for a loop. And I just see so many coaches on our team. It's not just the two of us. There's so many coaches on our team and people that we work with and coach who are like, this community has been everything to help me through this, to help me get through this with my sanity, to help me get through this with my health, to help me have something to lean on when things are so hard. And when things are easy and life is good, it's that much better because we all have each other, we have this community, and we have our health and fitness. So I am, before I ramble on more about that, 1 minute, Caitlin. So one last little reminder, this is your last call. If you want to be entered in the giveaway, you need to drop your name and where you are from in the comments right now. And I'm going to turn this over to, oh no, I am going to keep going. Now, now I got mixed up. What's the matter, honey? Okay, how about we give it to Daddy and I will figure it out in a little bit. So, okay, that was your little reminder that you needed to drop your name. So yes, enter the giveaway because that's fun. So I am going to chat about what you get when you get started. And you might be sitting there like, you already talked about what we get when we get started. You talked about our starter kit and all of that. But there is more. What you get is you get a community. What you get is that in addition to your workouts, to the nutrition programs, to the supplements, to your business, all the business starter stuff, all that stuff that I talked about at length, you always have training and mentorship from us. You always have a team of coaches that you are working with. In fact, we have a brand new mentorship group starting on February 1st. So if you launch your business this weekend, you right away will have a training for new coaches to get into right away and get going right away. Because like I said, our biggest goal for you is to help you earn that investment back as fast as possible. Get in there, dig into your business and start doing this. Not to sit around wondering, what do I do? How do I start? No, that is what we are here for. You also get one-on-one mentoring. So we do offer a lot of group mentoring and do a lot of things as a group, but we also are here to break things down for you one-on-one because we know that every single person is unique. And if you're willing to show up and put in the work, we're willing to show up and help you through your specific things with your business, where you might be getting stuck, where you might be rocking it and ready to skyrocket to the top. So you also get lifetime access to our virtual fit clubs. So even if you decide, I don't know about the coaching thing, well, you know what? You will always have a virtual community to stay fit and healthy with and have that support from us as coaches on your health and fitness journey, as well as your coaching journey. You also get nutrition workshops, all the fitness support. So again, it's not just like, oh, here you get these like tools. You get the community to be a part of, you get our support, you get our coaching, you get our mentorship included in all of that as well. So I am going to pass it back over to Kelly for the last time. I'm going to say real quick, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And I'm going to let Kelly close this off.
All right, guys, she has me like so excited. I just want to go back and be a new coach and start the mentorship on February 1st. But I wanted to again say thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. And our winner for our giveaway today is Tiffany. So Tiffany, go ahead and send us your information and we will get you your prize. So thank you for hanging out with us live. I want to just chat a little bit about how this opportunity will completely change your life. You've heard from me and Annie that we have both been there where we have been counting calories. We have tried other workouts. We have tried so many things and we fall off. We fall off because we don't have support at home. Maybe our husbands aren't supportive. Maybe our coworkers are bringing in donuts every single day. I know in my PT clinic, like it was a daily thing. Somebody brought us some sort of something that was junk. So like support is very, very, very far and few. And I know that for me, when I started, that was the game changer for me, as you guys know. I had started at home workouts, I don't know how many times, and I have fell off. I had started doing a nutrition app and counting every single thing that went into my mouth because I thought that was the solution to lose my baby weight. And again, I would fall off. And so here I was in the same boat wearing maternity clothes, 10 months postpartum, and just absolutely at the bottom part of my life. And so then this opportunity came along and it changed my life. As you guys heard, it changed Annie's life. And we give you a solution. I never had to wake up anymore and be like, oh gosh, what workout am I going to do? I don't even know. Or when you get to the gym, also guilty as charged. I would get into the gym and I'd be like, okay, so I'm supposed to be here for an hour, but what am I supposed to do? So you don't have that anymore. Like, you know what to do. You can work out in a gym still. That's totally fine. But you have your video with you with these celebrity personal trainers that are telling you what workout to do with the workout calendar that comes. There's never any guessing games. And there's, excuse me, also never any reason to count calories anymore. Both nutrition plans are very different, but neither one of them require counting calories. I have not counted calories for 5 years, and I am the healthiest I have ever been in my entire life. And I have told that to people, and they're like, you were a collegiate athlete. And I'm like, I ate like crap when I was a collegiate athlete. If I ate like I did now when I was an athlete, I probably would have been a much better skier. But back then, even us like the coaches didn't even realize. That was before nutrition was like, you need to fuel your body. It was more just eat because you need fuel. So I am so much healthier than I ever have been. And again, there's that accountability because you're going to be around spouses, you're going to be around coworkers, you're going to be around family members that are like, why are you eating healthy? And they're going to judge you and they're going to tease you. And you need that accountability and that support. Most people cannot do a healthy lifestyle on their own. And if they can, kudos, because I'm not one of them. I fell off, I don't know how many times. And now with this community, if you fall off for a couple days, like you shoot a message and you have like people coming up from out of nowhere, like you can do this, like you are worthy of this. And it's not even just about the weight loss. And that is what is so amazing. Like it is just about being your healthiest version of you. So if you were to have a workout that was 20 to 60 minutes a day, a nutrition plan that was super simple to follow, came with recipes, a group to check into, and a coach that checked in on you, do you think you would succeed? I know for me, that is why I am still succeeding, because I have all of that. There would be zero way in 2020 I would still be sitting here without any of that. So Annie and I would love for you to, whichever one of us invited you, we don't want you to get to the end of 2021 and like, great, I didn't hit any of my goals. I am now heavier than I was in December. I don't love how I look. And it's not even like the weight. Maybe you're just not happy anymore and you're not thriving in your life. And we don't want you to waste another year. We want you to turn that around and take control of yourself and have that accountability, have that support, and really just be the best version of yourself. I don't know if that's what you've gathered from today, but Annie and I are by far our best versions of ourselves right now. And we're both much older than we were when we started. And I never thought a mom of two, I would be healthier now than pre-kids. Never in my mind. Um, so I don't know if you are thinking this, but Annie has mentioned it. I know when I heard about the opportunity, I was like, I can't afford that. I'm done. I will just do this on my own. And oh my goodness, as Annie said, like, it is not about the money, guys. If you really want to change your life and you really want to be the best version of yourself, it doesn't matter whether it costs 5,000 or it costs 160. You're going to do it because you're bound and determined to change your life. And if you start on the coaching side of things and you join Annie or I's team, you can remake back that investment in a month easily. I know that I did. I know that several of my coaches did. Several of Annie's coaches did, as well as Annie. So it is definitely worth taking the risk and revamping your life and changing your life. And a year from now, in January of 2022, you can look back and you can be like, 2021 was the life that changed my life. The year that changed my life. It was the year that I finally committed to myself. It was the year that I finally stopped putting myself at the bottom. And I know as moms, we are all very guilty of that. You are not worthy of being on the bottom. You are worthy of spending time for yourself and being just as healthy as we are for our own kids. So, as a reward, Annie talked about this a little bit. If you guys sign up on either one of our teams, you commit to changing your life and joining us on this amazing journey, you will be getting like a business getting starting kit from us personally. So if you sign up by Sunday night, that is when you're going to get this. It's just as a reward and an appreciation from us, because we know that this opportunity completely changed our lives, and we would absolutely love to change your lives. It is both of ours passion and pride and joy, and we cannot wait for you guys to join us. So we will be in touch with you. We will check in with you, but if you have any questions, please reach out to either one of us. And thank you again for hanging out, and we will talk with you later.